So the final of the Vancouver Sevens is nearly here. New Zealand taking on Argentina, who are looking for their longest winning streak in Argentinian Rugby Sevens history. But the ABs, they want to break that. And in this preview, we're going to be looking through at the previous fixtures, the key players to watch out for, and then at the end, a prediction of who we think will be winning this game. We will start with Argentina. They were a part of Pool A alongside Canada, Spain and Fiji, and they managed to pick up 3 victories throughout the pool stage fixtures. First win over Canada, 12 points to 10. Second win over the Spanish, 38 points to 7. And then their last win over Fiji, 24 points to 19. That was the game that they had to work the hardest, although some would argue that first game up against Canada almost caught the Pumas off guard. Could have actually been the end of what has been a great winning streak. In the quarterfinals, they found themselves head-to-head with Samoa, managing to win that game 14 points to 12. That too was a pretty close game. And then their semi-final, not so much. It was up against the USA, 35 points to 19. They really piled on the pressure. Argentina didn't really allow the USA into that game. And because of it, they got the 5 tries, all converted, which bodes them very well heading into this important final for New Zealand. They were a part of Pool C. They lost to South Africa in their opening pool stage fixture, 21 points to 12. They were then able to beat Ireland, 19 points to 14, and pulling off a big win over Great Britain in their last pool stage game, 26 points to the 5. In the quarterfinals, they were up against Fiji. They beat them by the 2 points, 21 points to 19, in what was a hard-hitting physical game of rugby. And it's interesting because both of these sides, they have played Fiji firsthand throughout this Vancouver Sevens, both games being split by less than the 7 points. Then in the semi-final, New Zealand found themselves up against France, winning at 28 points to 26. Quite a nice late comeback from France in that contest, but New Zealand had already done the damage and walked away with the 2-point victory. But looking through at key players for the Argentinians, you could almost list their whole starting lineup. That is how strong that they have been all throughout this competition and all throughout the 14-match winning streak that they currently find themselves on. I am going to go with Luciano Gonzalez. I feel like he always seems to step up in the games up against New Zealand. Matthias Azansuk, another player to definitely watch out for, scored himself 2 tries in the last game up against the USA and just seems to have that experience factor. He's played so many matches, scored so many tries, and up against New Zealand's experience could be a very handy asset to have. And the last man, I'm going to try not to say Marcos Mineta because I say him every single time, but instead I am going once again with Joaquin Palandini. I think that he's been tremendous throughout the Vancouver Sevens, has scored a lot of tries consistently throughout the competition. This game may be no different for the Kiwi. Sam Dixon straight away comes to mind. He has been outstanding for New Zealand in this competition, scoring a lot more tries than we are used to seeing from Sam Dixon, taking quite an enforcer role in the way that the All Black Sevens are playing. Kulia Rokalisawa scored himself 2 tries, which almost was the turning point in the game up against France. Sometimes he'll stand there while the opposition is setting their defense. He'll analyze it, and he just goes through a gap. Has the pace as well to be able to outrun the opposition. Him versus Marcos Mineta in a foot race. You wouldn't know what way it was going to go. And the last man, Joe Weber. He is another one of the experienced New Zealand players who have been stepping up and having a solid tournament so far. Now we are up to that stage of a prediction in this match. Now, if Argentina win this game, like I mentioned, it will be their longest ever Rugby Sevens streak, beating the record of 14 from way back in 2004. New Zealand, though, they're actually the defending champions of Vancouver. So the question has to be asked, is the streak going to stay alive, or is it going to be back-to-back for New Zealand when playing in Canada? I have no idea. If I'm being completely honest, this game could easily go either way. And I feel like for this game, for the first time ever in a preview, I'm not going to tell you who's going to win. I'm going to tell you what I think the score's going to be, which I believe will be 19 points to 14. But I have no idea who's going to take this one. Could be Argentina, could be New Zealand. If I had to edge my bet, I'd maybe say the Pumas. But honestly, I think that this one's almost a 50-50 with these two sides facing off in the the grand final. But thank you all very much for tuning into this preview. We will be live on the channel doing the commentary. Game will be starting at 2:23 p.m. New Zealand time, and we will be letting you know exactly what is happening throughout the game. At the end of it, we'll be able to say whether or not that score prediction of 19-14 is correct. Fun fact, it won't be. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all for the next one.